Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Daria, and today's practice is a 20-minute good morning yoga flow on the beach. All you'll need is yourself and a space to move, and when you're ready, let's begin in child's pose. At the back of your mat, bring your toes to touch and let your knees spread open wide, and then crawl fingertips forward and down until your forehead can connect with your mat. Let the back of your neck be long as your head gets heavier. And as you stay here, begin to send more intentional awareness to your breath, shifting away from unconscious breathing and more into full, deep breaths with intention, with direction. So as you inhale, imagine that your torso is like a container, filling up from bottom to top and from back to front, three-dimensionally with breath. Inhale. Exhale on a sigh, on a ha sound to let go of any air. Clearing breath. Again, just like that. Inhale, fill all the way up to the top of your lungs. And then exhale to sigh, clean, clear, release. And then begin to turn on Ujjayi breath, inhaling through your nose all the way to the top. Find a slight constriction in the back of your throat, seal your lips, and exhale through your nose with the quality of oceanic sound. Inhale and walk both sets of your fingertips over to the right side of your mat, taking them off the mat, and maybe bring your left hand to stack on top of the right. Feel into a nice side body stretch along the whole left side of your body as both of your hips sink evenly back towards your heels. And then crawl fingertips through the midline and all the way over to the left side of your mat for a stretch along the right side of your body. Imagine that more space is being created between each set of ribs. And as you inhale for one more breath, send fingertips 1 inch more forward and exhale to melt your heels even more down and back. And then reground your palms in front of you, press into them and make your way to tabletop, shoulders over wrists, hips over knees. Inhale, lower your belly, lift your heart and your tailbone and your gaze for cow. Exhale, press into your palms, round and curl your spine up toward the sky as your stomach hollows. Inhale for cow, traction, palms and knees toward each other. And then exhale, press away from the earth, dome your shoulders and curl your spine. Good. Return to a neutral spine. Tuck your toes behind you. Press into your palms and glide all the way up and back to downward facing dog. Press into all 10 of your fingers and take any movements you need. Maybe pedal your feet or micro bend or more generously bend your knees to prioritize the lengthening of your spine. Imagine that your tailbone is being pulled up and back. Sitting bones are spreading wider away from each other. Inhale, rise up onto the balls of your feet and wave forward to high plank. And then exhale, micro bend your knees and recede all the way back downward facing dog. Again, inhale up to balls of feet, wave forward, pulling belly button to spine all the way. And then micro bend your knees, glide, leading from your tailbone all the way back downward facing dog. Inhale, rise to balls of feet, wave forward like you're crashing into the beach. Exhale, glide back downward facing dog. Inhale, up to balls of feet. One more time, wave forward, hug your front body to your back body, and then draw your elbows into your rib cage and lower all the way down to lie on your belly. Untuck your toes. Step fingertips out to the wide edges of your mat and inhale for cobra. Press into the tops of your feet. Draw your shoulder blades together to touch behind you and puff your heart up from back to front. And then exhale, melt your torso back into the earth. Reground your palms under your shoulders, tuck your toes. Make your way through tabletop, pressing to hands and knees, and then all the way back to downward facing dog. Feel into the grounding in your palms and the soles of your feet. Inhale to reach your right leg high for three-legged down dog. And then open your hip and take some broad circles, keeping your legs straight all the time. So reaching up and then out to the side, circle it all the way around so your toes graze the mat. And stay with palms pressing down actively, down and forward. And then reverse the direction of the circles so the leg goes out first and then up, back in through the midline. If you'd like to keep your knee a little bent, micro bent, that's totally fine. One more in this direction, and then pause when you reach the top. Inhale. Exhale, glide your right foot forward and step it down next to your right thumb, and then sweetly lower your left knee down to the mat. Inhale, kneeling warrior, reach fingertips up high. Exhale, untuck your back toes and open your heart, send your arms out to the side. Inhale, reground your back toes, lift your knee, high lunge. Exhale, standing L, launch forward into your right foot as your left toes lift long and back behind you and grow all your bones forward and back. And then exhale, glide your left foot down next to your right, step it down hips distance apart and fold from the hips all the way forward. Let the whole back of your body decompress. Inhale for chair pose, sink weight back into your heels and then reach your fingertips all the way up overhead. Draw your lowest set of ribs together and down. And then exhale, glide your torso down as your arms reach back behind you. Inhale, press into the sole of your right foot, reach your left knee high and fingertips up overhead, one-legged mountain. Exhale, reach forward through left heel, straightening the leg. Inhale for length, and then exhale, glide all the way back to airplane pose, skimming the surface with the sole of your left foot as you transition. Reach forward now through your arms, bend into your right knee and drop your left toes down behind you. Inhale, high lunge. Exhale, ground your palms down in front of you. Hug your inner thighs together, press into your palms and glide your right foot all the way back to downward facing dog. Inhale, reach your left leg high, open your hip and take broad circles like you're painting circles with your big toe, your left big toe, or it's like the letter D. Check that your index finger mound is pressing into the earth, and then reverse the direction of your circles of the way you're traveling. So the leg goes out and then up and back around through the midline. One more, inhale and pause at the top, reach your heel 1 inch higher. Exhale, low lunge, left foot steps through. Lower down to your right knee. Inhale, squeeze inner thighs together to rise fingertips up. And exhale, open your heart, cactus your arms, mini back bend. And tuck your right toes behind you, pick up your knee and inhale, squeeze your thighs together as you rise, high lunge. Exhale, launch forward, standing L, energetically press into the heel of your left foot. Traction fingertips toward left toes. And then step your right foot down, hips distance away from your left, fold from the hips. Take a halfway lift here for length, inhale. And exhale, fold back into yourself. Inhale for chair pose. Keep the feet hips distance apart. Sink weight into your heels and undulate up through heart, fingertips, and eyes. And then exhale, glide your torso forward as your arms reach back. Inhale, press into the sole of your left foot as your right knee rises, one-legged mountain. Exhale, press forward through your right foot as the leg straightens, arms still reaching up overhead. Inhale. And exhale, glide back, skimming the surface with your right foot, coming to airplane. Arms reach out in 2 directions, broadening your wingspan. And then begin to shift your arms forward as you bend into your left knee and you slowly step your right toes long and back behind you. Inhale, high lunge. Exhale, palms ground, press into the earth, dome your shoulders, pick up your left foot and glide back downward facing dog. Root down through your left toes like you're digging into sand and inhale to reach your right leg high. Exhale, low lunge, glide right foot through and down. Inhale, kneeling warrior, left knee lowers, fingertips rise. Exhale, back bend, open your heart, open your arms. Maybe reach fingertips back toward the floor behind you. And then inhale to tuck your left toes and rise, high lunge. Exhale, launch forward, standing L, grow even longer than you think you can from left toes through crown of head. And exhale, fold into yourself with feet hips distance apart. You can micro bend your knees. Inhale for chair, sink back into your heels, toes are light, fingertips rise overhead. Exhale, torso melts forward like your heart is pouring into the earth. Inhale, ground into right foot, left toes lift, left knee lifts, and left leg extends forward. And then exhale, glide through the midline, skimming the surface with your left foot as your arms go through cactus and then out to airplane. Reach in 4 directions, back, front, left, and right. And then reach your arms forward. If your leg's calibrating, that's okay. Sweetly step your left toes back. Inhale, high lunge. Exhale, palms ground down. Hug your inner thighs together. Squeeze your legs to straighten and flex through your right toes. Pause here. Inhale to find more length in your spine, and exhale, bow into yourself. Again, inhale, grow from core of pelvis to crown of head. Exhale, melt your heart towards your right thigh. Press your fingertips down into the earth, pick up your right foot, and glide back downward facing dog. Reground your palms. Inhale, left leg lifts high, three-legged down dog. Exhale, low lunge, squeeze your front body to your back body as you transition. Lower right knee down. Inhale, fingertips reach up, kneeling warrior. Exhale, open your heart, really expand from the back of your heart forward and look up. Inhale, tuck right toes, lift right knee, high lunge. Exhale, standing L, launch forward, right toes lift behind you, back of the neck stays long. And then exhale, fold into yourself, right foot steps down next to your left, hips distance. Inhale for chair, weight goes back, arms reach up, ribs are together. Exhale, glide your torso forward as your arms reach back, engage your triceps. Inhale, press into your right foot to pick up your left knee and then straighten through the left leg, keeping your hips square, left outer hip a little back. Exhale, glide through the midline, open your arms, open your heart, airplane. And then as you bend into your right knee, sweep your arms forward to counterbalance the action of your left foot stepping back. Inhale for high lunge. Exhale, palms reach down to frame your right foot as it flexes up towards your face. You can step your fingertips a little forward or maybe to blocks. Inhale for more length in the spine, and exhale, melt into yourself. One more breath like that. Inhale, find the longest spine you can imagine, and then exhale, fold. Reground through your palms or stay up on fingertips and glide your right foot all the way back, downward facing dog. Inhale, reach your right leg high. Exhale, pull your right knee to your right tricep, hold it there, and then spin your right shin at a 45-degree angle to the top of your mat and slowly lower down to set up for half pigeon. Crawl your left toes and left knee back behind you, and then step your fingertips up toward the midline of your body. Stay with left toes tucked. Inhale, squeeze your legs toward each other, rise your fingertips up overhead to square your hips, and then as you exhale, lower your pelvis back down to the earth. Puff up through your heart, and then begin maybe to fold forward. You can bring your palms to touch and maybe rest your forehead down on your thumbs. And take really deep, full breaths here, beginning to slow down your heart rate again. And breathe right into the core of the sensation that you're feeling, opening up the outer right hip. Stay with the inner left thigh spinning up toward the sky to keep your hips square as you stretch. And then press back into your palms, crawl your fingertips up to the midline, and kick your left heel in towards your left glute. Reach around to hook your left toes with your left elbow. And stay here, or maybe reach up with right fingertips and try to interlace. Grab for left fingertips with right fingertips for mermaid. A beautiful heart opener. So imagine from the back all the way forward that your heart is like a spotlight. Release everything back down to the earth. Press into your palms and glide your right knee up your tricep like an elevator, and then step back, downward facing dog. Exhale. Inhale, left leg lifts high. Exhale, left knee pulls toward left tricep, hold and squeeze, and then align your shin, spin it to 45 or 90, whatever your angle is, slowly lower down. Crawl your right toes back, right knee back. Walk fingertips into the midline. Inhale to squeeze your left knee towards your right knee and reach fingertips up overhead, lifting your pelvic floor away from the earth. And then as you exhale, let it sink back down. Square hips, untuck your right toes, puff up your heart, and bow forward, melt forward. And stay with deep breaths like long brush strokes through your whole body. And you can tune into the sound of your breath like ocean waves ebbing and flowing. Rinsing through your whole system, cleaning, clearing away tension, untangling knots, so that you can become more open, more spacious. And let your teeth unclench, let your face relax. And then walk your fingertips back to the midline, lifting your torso. Kick right heel in toward right glute. Reach around with right elbow to hook your toes, and then maybe lift up with left fingertips and grab behind your head. for mermaid pose. If this feels like too much today, that's totally fine. You can always stay in your half pigeon, or if that's just feeling better in your body today, great place to stay. If you're in mermaid, puff up your heart. And then slowly release everything back down to the mat. Right toes come down. They tuck behind you, palms plant. Press into your palms to glide your left shin up. And then step all the way back, downward facing dog. Exhale. Inhale to the balls of your feet. Wave forward, high plank. And then lower your knees down to your mat. Spread them wide, bring toes to touch, and sink back for child's pose. And take a few breaths here to feel into the effects of all your efforts. Noticing any new openings in the body, any differences from when we began this practice to now. And press all the way back to your knees and make your way to lie down on your back. So you can swing your legs around, ground the soles of your feet in front of you, reach your arms forward, and then roll down one vertebra at a time. Draw your heels in so close that you can tickle them with your fingertips and press firmly into the soles of both of your feet. Draw your pubic bone towards your sternum and inhale for bridge pose. Roll up one vertebra at a time. Pull your shoulder blades together underneath you. Maybe you can interlace your hands under you for support. And you can stay here or maybe go for wheel. Bring your palms to frame your face and then press into them to rise up to crown of head and then all the way up for wheel. Take an inhale to bend your knees and back off a little, and then on the exhale, move to puff your heart forward between your arms. Each inhale, it's like you're coming out a little bit, and each exhale, you move into more space that's being created. One more breath, inhale. Exhale. And then slowly lower all the way down from wheel or bridge, wherever you were. Draw your knees into your chest and gently roll on the base of your spine to massage out the low back. And then extend the soles of your feet up toward the sky and grab for either the outsides or insides of your feet with your hands for happy baby. Draw your knees toward your ribs and let your whole spine be connected all the way down to your sacrum. If it's not just intend it there. You can play with straightening one leg and then the other, maybe both at once, or maybe straighten both legs, draw them together and pull them towards your face for a hamstring stretch. Any last movements or shapes that you are craving today. And then roll into a nice tight ball. Squeeze your shoulders away from your mat. Wrap forearms around shins. Inhale. Exhale, Shavasana. Extend all your limbs out long away from each other. Take up space and see how quickly you can let go of any effort and become completely still, completely at rest. Let your breath be completely natural, softer, like it's feathered around the edges. And allow your body to feel blurrier, like you could blend right into the surface that's supporting you because of how much you're melting into it, how much you're dropping any engagement, completely letting go. Let the creases in your forehead soften as your tongue falls away from the roof of your mouth. Stay here as long as you like. If you're ready to begin to wake back up, bring more depth back to your breath and take a long body stretch, reaching fingertips back behind you, pointing toes forward, extending your whole body, and then pull your knees in and roll onto one side or the other for fetal pose. Connect one more time with the earth with palms of hands grounded. And then press your way up to a seat. Build it to be spacious and wide and grounded. Both of your sitting bones are rooted. And then draw your palms together to meet in front of your heart. Keep soft gaze or the eyes closed. Inhale to breathe into the new space you created. And exhale, bow your brain forward toward your heart in gratitude. Namaste. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. If you're not already, go down below. Make sure you're subscribed to my channel because that really supports me. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you next time.